Push yourself when no one is watching. That's the real test. That's where it counts. When the crowd is gone, when there's no applause, when nobody is checking your progress, that's where the real battle begins. Because it's easy to show up when someone's looking. It's easy to perform when the spotlight's on you. But what do you do in the dark? What do you do at 4 a.m. when the world's asleep and your alarm goes off? Do you hit snooze or do you rise? Do you rise and grind when there's no one to impress? That's where the edge is earned. Discipline isn't sexy, it's not loud, it doesn't post selfies, it doesn't need validation. It's silent, ruthless, relentless. It's waking up and doing the hard thing again and again and again because your mission demands it, not because someone's watching, not because someone said good job, because deep down you made a promise to yourself and you refuse to break it. You set a standard and you refuse to drop it. That's discipline. That's what separates warriors from the weak. You think champions get built during game day? No, they're built long before that, in empty gyms, in cold mornings, in silence. Every rep, every lap, every page, every sacrifice, done with no fanfare, that's the grind, that's the process. And if you can't love that, if you can't commit to that, you don't deserve to win, because the win is earned when no one sees it. When it's boring, when it hurts, when quitting feels easier than continuing, and you choose to keep going anyway, every day you skip, someone else is putting in work. Every time you say it's fine, someone else is getting sharper. You're not competing with them. You're competing with yourself, the version of you that wants to stay average, the voice inside your head that says it's okay to rest today. Shut it down, push through. Because every time you conquer that voice, you get stronger. Every time you say no to weakness, you take ground. That's what the elite understand, that it's not about motivation. It's about consistency. It's not about hype. It's about hunger. You show up because it's who you are. You don't need a camera. You don't need a witness. You just need a reason, a purpose, a code you live by. So if you're waiting for someone to validate your grind, you've already lost. If you're only disciplined when people see you, you're not disciplined. You're just performing. Stop performing. Start becoming. Make your habits your armor. Make your effort your identity. Build yourself in silence. And when the moment comes to show the world what you're made of, you won't need to speak. Your results will scream for you. Push yourself when no one is watching. That's when it matters. That's when you're forged. That's when the warrior is built. You don't rise to the occasion. That's a lie people tell themselves to feel better about being unprepared. The truth is, when pressure hits, when the storm comes crashing down, you don't magically become stronger. You don't suddenly summon courage out of nowhere. You fall right down to the level of your training, the level of your preparation. If you haven't done the work, if you haven't built the foundation, then when the moment of truth arrives, you'll crumble. You'll break, you'll fail. This is why training isn't optional. This is why sweat, struggle, and sacrifice in the quiet moments are not just about building muscle or skill. They are about survival. They're about making sure when the pressure is unbearable, when everyone else is folding, you stand firm, you stay steady, you keep fighting, because you prepared for this moment long before it came. You trained in the silence so you don't have to bleed in the chaos. When you train, you are not just building strength, you're building resilience, toughness, and mental grit. Every early morning you push through exhaustion. Every rep you force out after your muscles scream stop. Every mile you run when the world is asleep. That's not just physical work. That's armor. That's how you become unbreakable. You don't just want to survive the battle. You want to own it. And that starts with breaking yourself down every day. You break yourself down in training so you don't break down in real life. You push yourself to limits, fail, recover, and push harder. You condition your body and mind to handle pressure, pain, and fear so that when they come for you, you don't back down. You meet them head on because you're ready. You have no choice but to win. Think about warriors, soldiers, elite athletes. They don't show up on game day hoping to rise to the occasion. They've been preparing, sweating, and suffering in the shadows for years. They know pressure exposes weakness. They know the fight doesn't go to the talented. It goes to the prepared, the disciplined, the relentless. You want to be unbreakable, then get comfortable breaking yourself every morning. Get comfortable failing in training. Get comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's the only way to raise your baseline. That's the only way to make sure when life hits you with its hardest blows, you don't fall apart. You stand tall. When you train not just your body but your mind, your spirit. You prepare for chaos with order. You prepare for pain with discipline. You prepare for defeat with resilience. That's the difference between those who survive and those who thrive. Those who get crushed under pressure and those who thrive when it's at its worst. So don't fool yourself into thinking you'll rise magically when things get hard. You won't. You'll fall to the level of your preparation. That's why training matters. That's why every hard day, every sacrifice, every drop of sweat counts. Because it's not about waiting for the moment to rise. It's about being ready so you never have to fall. Comfort is a lie. It's a trap dressed up like a friend, a whisper that lulls you into false security while stealing your potential right from under you. Comfort tells you you've done enough, take it easy, rest now. But that's a lie you can't afford to believe, because comfort isn't peace, it's stagnation. It's the enemy wearing a familiar face, tempting you to settle, to soften, to lower your standards and coast through life. And once you give in, it's a slow death of ambition. You didn't come this far to coast. You didn't wake up every day, grind, sweat, and fight so you could settle for enough. You came to dominate, to be better than you were yesterday, to grow, evolve, and push your limits. Growth doesn't happen where it's easy or safe. It happens outside your comfort zone, in the hard, uncomfortable, gritty places where you feel weak, uncertain, and exposed. That's where real progress lives. Comfort makes you soft. It dulls your edge. It weakens your resolve. When you choose comfort over challenge, you tell yourself that the status quo is good enough, but it's not. The moment you decide to settle, you begin to die. Not physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You lose that fire inside, the hunger that drives you, the grit that fuels you, because comfort breeds complacency, and complacency is the enemy of success. Staying hard means rejecting comfort every single day. It means pushing yourself to do what others won't, to grind when you're tired, to fight when you're frustrated, to rise when you want to rest. Staying hard isn't about being reckless or cruel to yourself. It's about honoring the person you're becoming by refusing to accept anything less than your best. It's about discipline, commitment, relentless effort. Comfort whispers you deserve a break, but you deserve more than a break. You deserve to fulfill your potential, to face challenges head on, to build strength through struggle, to become so resilient that no hardship can break you. Because when you stay hard, you become unstoppable. You build a mind and body that refuse to quit, that thrive on pressure, that find energy in exhaustion, that don't just survive, they conquer. This battle against comfort is fought every morning when the alarm goes off. It's fought every time you choose between the easy way and the right way. Every time you push through pain, doubt, or fear, you're winning. Every time you settle for less, you're losing. So remember this. Comfort is the enemy in disguise. It's the quiet killer of dreams, the slow thief of greatness. If you want to be exceptional, if you want to achieve what others only talk about, you have to stay hard. You have to push through the lies comfort tells you. Because on the other side of discomfort is growth, strength, and freedom. Embrace the struggle, reject comfort, dominate your life, stay hard when your body says stop. Don't listen when your mind screams quit, shut it down. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple. The willingness to push beyond the limit. One more rep, one more round, one more day. That's the mantra of warriors, of champions. It's not about the grand gestures. It's about the small moments when you choose to keep going, when everything inside you is telling you to give up. Those moments stack up. Those moments build your character. Those moments create winners. Pain is temporary. Weakness is permanent if you give in to it. Every extra rep you squeeze out when your muscles burn, every step you force when your lungs scream for air, every minute you grind when your mind begs for relief, it's all paying off. One more minute of pain is one less minute of weakness. You're investing in yourself. You're banking resilience. You're forging strength that no setback can take away. The mind will always try to sabotage you. It will flood you with doubts, excuses, and lies. You're tired. You've done enough. Rest now. But you have to stare that voice down and refuse to back down, because the voice that screams quit is the voice of weakness trying to keep you safe. Safe from growth, from challenge, from greatness. You can't listen to it. You must be louder, stronger, and more relentless. One more rep isn't just a number. It's a mindset. It's a commitment to refuse mediocrity. It's a declaration that you will not settle for good enough. It's a challenge to yourself to be better, stronger, faster, tougher. Because that's how champions are made. Not on the days they feel good, but on the days they choose to fight through the pain and discomfort. One more round means you're willing to go beyond what's expected. You're willing to embrace the struggle. You're willing to stare at fatigue in the face and say, not today. The grind never ends. The battle never pauses. You win by stacking hard days, day after day, relentlessly, without excuses. And one more day means you show up again tomorrow. No matter how hard today was, no matter how tempting it is to quit, you show up. You keep moving forward, because success is not a one-time event. It's a habit. It's consistency, it's discipline, it's stacking these moments, one rep, one round, one day at a time, that creates unstoppable momentum. This is the warrior's way, the way of discipline, the way of resilience, the way of victory. When you commit to one more rep, one more round, one more day, you break through barriers. You redefine what's possible. You become the person who doesn't quit when it's hard, but who digs deeper, fights harder, and stands taller. So the next time your body begs for mercy and your mind screams quit, remember this: one more rep, one more round, one more day. That's how you win. That's how you conquer life. That's how you become unstoppable. The world owes you nothing. That's a hard truth. No one is coming to save you, not your boss, not your family, not your friends. There's no safety net waiting to catch you when you fall. The responsibility, the burden, the power, it's all on you. Your name is on the line, your legacy, your life. Nobody else will carry that weight for you. Nobody else will fight your battles or make your dreams come true. It's your fight, your mission, your battlefield. This is where so many people get it wrong. They wait for someone to hand them success. They wait for luck, for a break, for help. But that's a trap, because waiting is losing. The moment you wait for someone else to save you is the moment you give up your power. You trade your future for false hope, and the world keeps turning. The clock keeps ticking. No one owes you a chance, a break, or an opportunity. You have to take it. You owe it to yourself to be great. Not for applause, not for recognition, but because your potential demands it. Because every day you wake up, you have a choice: to settle for mediocrity or to fight for excellence, to stay comfortable or to push beyond your limits. To give up or to give it everything you've got. Mediocrity is a betrayal of your talents, your time, your life. It's a surrender to the easiest path, a denial of what you could become. If you're not willing to own your greatness, you're selling yourself short. Greatness doesn't come easy. It's not handed out. It's earned. Through sweat, discipline, sacrifice, and relentless effort. It's built one decision at a time, one hard choice at a time, one day at a time. When no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when you're tired, discouraged, and beaten down, that's when greatness is forged. Because greatness means showing up even when it hurts, pushing forward even when the world says stop. Your life is your legacy, the sum of your choices, your actions, your habits. You're the author of your story, and if you don't write it with courage, discipline, and purpose, someone else will write it for you. The world won't remember the excuses you made or the chances you passed up. It will remember the results you delivered, the impact you had, the standard you set. So set the highest standard. Demand more from yourself than anyone else could. Prove to yourself that you're worth the fight. No one owes you a second chance, but you owe yourself the commitment to never quit. The world doesn't care about your feelings or your struggles. It cares about results, about action, about discipline. So stop waiting for permission. Stop looking for a hero. Be your own hero. Carry the weight. Own the fight. Take control of your destiny, because greatness isn't given, it's taken. And you owe it to yourself to take it with everything you've got. No excuses, no apologies, just relentless, unstoppable, unbreakable effort. That's how you build a legacy worth leaving. That's how you honor your name. That's how you win life. The sun isn't even up, and you've already won. That's the difference between those who dream and those who conquer. The elite don't wait for the world to wake up. They don't hit snooze and roll over. They rise early while the rest of the world is still asleep, and they take control of their day before it even begins. This is how warriors are made, through discipline, ownership, and a relentless refusal to let the day slip away. The alarm goes off and you rise, not because you have to, but because you get to. This is the mindset that separates the average from the exceptional. It's not a burden, it's a privilege. You get to wake up and chase your goals. You get to push your limits. You get to write your story. When you own that moment, when you own your mornings, you own your life. Getting up early isn't just about beating the sun, it's about beating your own weakness. It's about saying no to comfort and yes to growth. It's about showing up for yourself when no one else is watching, because the mornings are quiet, still, and full of opportunity. They give you space to focus, to plan, to grind without distractions. That's power, that's freedom. Grinding early means starting the work before the world demands it. It means putting in the reps, the hours, the effort when others are still wrapped in their blankets. It's that early morning workout, that first phone call, that extra hour of learning or building your craft. It's discipline in action. It's consistency in motion. It's the foundation of success. Winning early means setting the tone for the rest of your day. It means starting with a small victory, a completed workout, a task checked off your list, a moment of mental clarity that builds momentum. That momentum carries you through the challenges, the setbacks, the noise. When you win your mornings, you win your days. And when you win your days, you win your life. This isn't easy. It's not natural to get up when it's dark, to push through fatigue, to resist the pull of the comfort zone. But that's the point. Growth doesn't come from ease. It comes from struggle, from sacrifice, from choosing the hard right over the easy wrong. Every morning you rise early, you build mental toughness. You build discipline. You build a mindset that refuses to quit. This is ownership. Taking control of your time, your energy, your priorities. not letting the world dictate your schedule or your success. You are the commander of your own life. You set the pace. You decide how the day will go. That power is yours, but only if you seize it in the quiet hours before the chaos begins. This is freedom, the freedom to choose your path, to chase your dreams relentlessly, to create a life on your terms. It starts with that first step out of bed, with that decision to grind while others sleep, to win before the sun rises. So set your alarm. Get up early, grind early, win early. That's how the elite live. That's how warriors are made. And that's how you claim your victory every single day.